Yo brother, you're at home with a geek. I'm Mark, aka the little black dude. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here and you love movies, TV shows, video games, comic books, and other things of a geeky nature, mash that subscribe button and be sure to ring my bell to be part of the notification squad. That way you know whenever I upload a new video. This video is a little more serious, but don't let that fool you into thinking I won't have fun. I was introduced to a term not too long ago, blurred. It's a portmanteau of black and nerd. Nothing serious, but it's a concept I'm surprised I wasn't aware of before. I did a collaboration with the Art School Dropouts about a year and a half ago. Check out that collaboration and my reaction video up in the card, by the way. And one of the guys that I met there, his name is Jordan Barnett. He has a podcast and his Instagram that is called Blurred Vision. If you want to check out what he does, there's a link in the download for you. I thought it was pretty clever though that he called it that, but I also thought it was something that he came up with himself. Only recently did I become aware of blurred as a term to describe essentially what I am. And I'm a little upset about it. Now understand, this is not, oh, I can't stand that, so I'm gonna complain to the internet, upset, but more, how did this get by me, upset. Specifics are useful when dealing with multiple mindsets, and it's really important to be aware of what a phrase's denotation and connotation are. So, a blurred is a black person who's really into nerdy things like the stuff I mention at the beginning of nearly every video I make, which you can find up there as well. My question is, why is there a term for this? This brings me back to my younger days. I was part of a photo shoot when I was in college, and some friends of mine and I were in samurai-like clothing, hakaman, dogi, and whatnot, and we had swords. After taking pictures in 3D, we were all interviewed. The photographer asked us why we had an interest in Japanese culture and Japanese clothing, to the point that we owned and made our own traditional style clothes. We were all anime fans, so it was kind of a logical step. And myself, Liam, and my dear friend Captain Sama, we were all martial artists as well. I'm a Goju stylist, Liam was Taekwondo, and Captain Sama was Shotokan. So it made sense to us from another angle. But the follow-up question always stuck with me. Why did you feel a need to adopt a culture apart from your own? I've thought about this since then, and it prompted me to do a little research on the concept. These days, adopting the manner of dress and behavior of another culture is often called cultural appropriation. But this has a more negative connotation. It implies it's wrong to adopt a culture different from one's own. The problem doesn't come from the what, but more from the how. Cultural appropriation goes something like this. I like this particular style that comes from a culture separate from my own, so I'm going to adopt this culture from a surface level, imitating it without having any understanding of its evolutional significance. This will make me appear progressive in the eyes of my peers. It's not always exactly that way, but it's some variation of that. However, there is another concept that takes a more positive stance somewhat. Xenocentrism. Xenocentrism looks more like this. I like this particular style that comes from a culture separate from my own. I have a sincere interest in the culture and the people who live it. Therefore, I will make an effort to understand the language and culture to show respect to the people I wish to emulate. The basic idea is different due to wanting to understand the reasons a group of people do what they do and demonstrating a genuine interest in their mindset, their customs, their mode of dress, and so on and so forth. However, Xenocentrism has a negative side as well. I like this particular style that comes from a culture separate from my own. I deem this culture superior to my own and will adopt their mannerisms and ideas. There my interest comes from a place of respect. It can be misleading and downright hurtful due to my lack of appreciation and my desire to separate myself from my own culture for selfish reasons. There will be those who love another culture so much their own culture will be shunned in favor of a different one. In this mindset, one can do much more harm, as the ideas and ideals of a culture can often be misrepresented or overstated. Certain words, phrases, and gestures have appropriate uses, but someone who is on the dark side of xenocentrism will do them because they feel significant, ignoring their appropriateness. One of my personal examples of this is bowing. I've been a martial artist most of my life, so it's habitual for me to bow at various angles to show respect to my master instructors and my dojo brothers. It's become so habitual, I would do so without thinking about it. While I know why I do it, there are those who would view my actions as appropriation, trying to be too Japanese and shunning who I am. Which brings me to the answer I gave for the question posed to me. Paraphrasing, of course, since it's been about 15 years since then. Growing up, there were unwritten rules about how to be black that we were supposed to follow. If we deviated from them in any way, we were either not black enough, or worse, trying to be white. Being the kind of person I am, I never fit the stereotypes associated with my skin color. Despite having a sincere love for my history and an understanding of my culture others lacked, my peers deemed me unworthy of being black due to not fitting the mold described to us all. As a result, I didn't have many black friends growing up. I felt I was unable to be a part of the black community from this treatment, so I went to what was available to me. I spent a lot of time around people from different cultures, Hispanic and Asian mostly, and felt accepted and comfortable. I wasn't judged on what I felt was an unfair standard, but there was something missing. I didn't feel like I was a part of anything. This is where geek culture comes into play. Even though there are those who don't play fair and try to keep people out, geekdom tends to accept those who aren't accepted. Comics knew no color to me. Anime may have its faults, but it has entertained me for years. There may be issues with the casting of movies, but they have been a source of happiness for me since my early years. TV has always given me that warm, fuzzy feeling when I watch shows I grew up with over and over again. That's why I adopted the geek life. It's why I indulge in Japanese culture and language. It's why I'm different from other people. It's an extension of my personality that allows me the ability to feel like me when the rest of the world says differently. So call me a blurred, call me a bleak, call me what you think fits. I don't care. I'm the little black dude, despite what you call me. Thanks for checking out this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and share it with your geeky friends. I put up new stuff all the time on this channel and on my second channel, Inside the Geek. You are welcome there. But until next time, this is the little black dude. Put your fist up with me, stay geek and proud.